Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hands Off Our Children radio show. I'm your host, Cogee, definitely bringing it to you real raw. And like I said, with this religion that we're talking about, we had a great show last week. But on the show, I noticed that, we were going so hard at, what this person believed, what that person believed, why we don't believe this, why we believe this, when in our reality, it still comes down to what best suits your situation. I think when we're talking to people and they telling us about the many ways that you can't get into heaven, why you can't get in, this is what you got to do to get in. I look at it like it's so many different ways, I think, that people have to find their way to get even close to religion, to understand religion. A lot of people shun religion and don't want to deal with religion because they don't want to hear that, you got to do this and you got to do this and, God's going to do this to you and God's going to do that to you. Don't nobody want to hear that. Now, when I say don't nobody want to hear that, I'm not saying it in a way as, nobody cares, nobody don't want to follow which way to go. But it's a way that you tell somebody something without dogging them up, without making them feel like they're wrong, without making them feel like they're stupid. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you should give it to them to where if you're a Christian, you give them scriptures. You sit down and talk with them and you say to them like, well, how did you, what didn't you understand when you was in church? Why did you have a problem in church? What kind of church would you like to go to? What would you want to see done different in the church? I mean, even with atheists, everybody's so quick to say, they're of the devil. You know what? It's nonsense because I'm going to tell you why. Like I said, some of my best friends and some of my good friends, they're atheists. They run to me even quicker than, any of my Christian friends do. It seems funny that they'll forgive me and anybody else quicker than my Christian friends will. Now, not putting them down. I'm just saying my Christian friends still got work to do. They still a work, in progress. And they need to understand that because they're not super Christians, because in anything, if you're a student in anything, that means you're learning every day. Every day you go along, you're learning something new. Even with me doing this radio show, I'm learning something new from my team, I asked them after each show, well, what do you think I should do? Did I do this right? Why? Because I'm learning. I'm not a know-it-all. I want to learn to get better at my craft, to understand what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even about competing, but it's about getting it right to the point to where somebody can understand and somebody can fuel off of my fire and maybe become a better them. I think when we do these shows, we need to do them with integrity. We need to do them with love. We need to do them with knowing that we all ain't the same. We all are different, but we can meet in the middle with love and we can agree to disagree. But we also can say to ourselves, that just ain't for me. That's just not for me. You're not going to talk me into it. You ain't going to battle me into it. You're not going to get mad at me and say this and say that, and I'm going to have a conscience and feel like, I like this person, so I'm going to roll with them and I'm going to go with them. No, if I roll with you and go with you, that means I don't love you and care about you because, number one, I'm playing a role just to be your friend. So I'm not even really your friend because I truly don't believe in what you're saying. I don't believe in where you're going with it. But one thing I do believe in is that I'm your friend. I'm friend enough to tell you, no, I don't feel that. No, I'm not going to roll that way. No, I'm not going to change what I'm saying about anything when it comes to religion because the way I was brought up, this is my DNA. This is what's inside of me and who I am right now. Now it's time for me to take my DNA and dissect myself and say to myself, okay, is this still good for me? As I said, to anybody who's just checking this out, when it came to religion, when I was a little boy, I say from the time I was a newborn, probably all the way till I was 14 years old, I was in church constantly, Bible study, double Bible study, church on Sunday. And then sometime you go in the morning, then you come right back at night. I mean, I was church, burnt out. And when I got to the age of where I am now, I said, no. I'm gonna pull back the reins. Because even when I moved to Vegas, first thing I done was found me a church. Now, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But the reason why I done it is because I still wanted to find somewhere, with substance. And no matter what I was doing, no matter what I was into, I always kept that faith and that soul and that searching for something better that hunger inside of me. So the best way to feed that situation is to go somewhere where you can be fed. And I felt that that was church. No matter what I was doing, I still wanted to go to church. I still want to be around good people. Well, I went to a few churches. In the midst of me going to those few churches, there's things that went on to where I was like, something is changing inside of me. I'm not going to blame the churches. That's something I'm not going to do. Something was changing inside of me that woke me up and showed me a little bit more about these churches and different places that I went to, that when I seen something, I felt that it wasn't right. Maybe I'm not going to say that it wasn't right. Maybe it wasn't right for me. And that's the way I want a lot of people to look at this situation when we talk about Christianity today, when we have our atheist friends on today and they breaking down what they saying. I'm going to ask them, how did you become feeling this way? Why do you feel this way? Why do you feel, that this don't exist? I'm going to ask the questions, and that's the best way for all of us to learn, is to ask and hear the answers, but no judgment zone. No judgment zone. Love. It's all about love. The same way this person sat down and be greeted with love is the same way this person will be farewelled with love after the show. But like I said, when it comes to churches and it comes to me being a Christian, well, being a Christian was chosen for me. That ain't something that I didn't pick it. When I was a baby and I was coming into my, Christianity and coming into my religion, my parents said, "You're a Christian." When I got to a certain age, they didn't even ask me, "Well, do you feel comfortable being a Christian? Do you feel the Christian lifestyle is for you?" I've never got asked that question. I got tattooed with it and branded with it, and it's just what it is. But when you get older and you're able to judge for yourself, no, that's not for me. A lot of y'all stay in those Christian relationships, in those families and in those homes, and you're not happy. And then when you turn into a hellraiser, then all of a sudden you become a heathen. You become, it's just the devil in you. No, it's not the devil in me. It's that I don't roll with that. It's not for me. I might be scared to tell you. I don't know how to tell you, but I'm acting out my ways of not being happy in this situation, but it's making you look like that I'm a Christian failure. I'm not a Christian failure. I'm not a Christian. I'm a person with a good soul. I'm a person that is a spiritually overflowing, filled person. That's what I am right now. Because like I said, when I was a Christian for somebody else. I wasn't a Christian for me. But it's so many different religions out there for me to check out and take my time and do my research and find what's best for me. The thing is, people might be watching this, could be getting mad at me, and some of the people who help me full time and help me all the time, you might have heard me just say, "Well, I'm not a Christian, but I am a soulful, spiritual lover," you know what I'm saying, of what I feel. Hey, if not working with me is going against your religion, that's on you. I'm sorry that I didn't, turn out to be what you wanted me to be. But if you love me and you say you of God and you're a Christian and you feel everything in your heart is of God, live like God, move like God. Forgive me like God would. You're supposed to pray for me. You ain't supposed to abandon me. You're supposed to stay by me and say, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to stay by you in your spiritual walk. I'm going to stay your friend. I'm going to stay your brother. I'm going to stay your big homie. I'm going to stay your godfather, godmother, whatever it might be." That's the problem now. That's why so many kids are going astray. When we don't hear what we hear or we don't feel a certain way, we quick to abandon them. Now, with my children, if I feel they feel a certain way and we don't agree on something, what I do, I give them space. When I give them space to figure out what they're going through, or how they want to deal with something, or just to totally be who they are. It don't mean because I give you space, I don't love you. No, it means I love you enough to let you grow. But I'm always here for you. When you ring my phone, I'm going to pick it up. If I ain't on the show, I ain't busy, I'm going to pick it right up. If I'm busy, I have commercial breaks. I'm going to text you, "Hey, Dad's busy right now. I'm doing a show. I'm doing this. I'm going to call you right back. If it's important, I can stop what I'm doing right now and call you right now. If it ain't important, well, me being the parent and me being the head of the household and me being the Jesus of my household. And when I say the Jesus of my household means that I'm supposed to radiate everything that I say I am through my children. Well, we always quick to say, well, this Bible right here, you got to follow this Bible. Well, are you following the Bible? Being the head of the household, being the parent, being the head of the church, are you following it all the time? No, you're not, because we all fall short sometime. But when we fall short sometime, we should never just say to ourselves, this person is a throwaway, that person is a throwaway. Because half of the Christians, like I said, and other religions, y'all are so quick to talk about other people, to say how y'all don't like this person. I'm not going to work with that person. I ain't going to do this. I ain't going to do that. Okay, well, we all got flaws. Why don't you call this person and see what their problem is? See what they going through. And then if you call and find out and it is what it is, okay, then I can understand that. But you got to keep praying for that person. If you say you're a Christian of prayer and forgiveness, you can't stop praying for this person. Like my children, no matter what we go through, I keep praying that they all right. And some of us might say, it could be atheists, they could say, well, you keep praying and praying, but what are you praying for? What are you praying to? Well, every time I pray that I keep the spirit and that I'm holding myself together, to be what I need to be. Because number one, I feel like we all need somebody. And if whoever we believe in or whatever religion we taking it on because we feel somewhere in our lives we need that. Some people feel they need a joint to make it through the day. Some people feel they need a drink to make it through the day. Some people feel they need crack to make it through the day. Some people feel they need meth to make it through the day. Does it make it right? No. But that's your choice. That's your free will to do that. So I feel like with any denomination or any religion, nobody can tell me I'm wrong for what I feel. I didn't ever say I didn't believe in God. I didn't ever say I didn't love God. I just said I'm doing it my way. I'm doing it a spiritual way. I'm doing it to where I'm not going to give myself a label. I'm not going to chase a label. I'm not going to depart myself from everybody else. I'm going to make myself just right in the middle to where I'm available to anybody that needs to talk to me, whether atheists, whether Buddhists, no matter what you are. I'm going to make myself available to be your friend because we all need somebody. We all don't get it right. And whatever's wrong, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure in time I'll spot it, I'll see it, and I'll know I need to get away from this. You need to get away from me, or whatever it takes. But just to treat somebody and shun somebody because of what they are, what you think, and what they ain't because they not what you want them to be is wrong. That's just straight out wrong. And I go through enough with this black skin that I'm in, as y'all can see. I go through enough already dealing with that. So therefore, I'm not going to put no more pressure on myself on something that I have a choice to be or to do because I feel good about it. I feel good about what I am. I make sure I don't miss this Hands Off Our Children show because I am a good spirit. And I ain't doing it because I'm a Christian. I ain't doing it because I'm a Buddhist. I'm doing it because I'm a good person who care about people. I really care about the children. I care about your children and your children that you at home with 24/7. You don't even talk to them. I talk to them more than you when I see them in the street or through this video or through what I'm doing. So therefore, never say who you don't need in your household. That's something we need to quit saying as parents. If somebody's going to come in and they're going to be right, even if you have a problem with them and they're going to come along and they're going to try to take care of your children, I help you with your children, call it a blessing paid forward. If you've done something to where this blessing came to your children and anybody else, you should feel good about what you've done and why somebody even care to help to take care of your children nowadays. People don't have to care to take care of your children nowadays. 9 times out of 10, half of them were made on lust. Half of them were made because you just wanted to brand this woman and say, oh, that's my girl right there. I got a baby by her. Okay, you got a baby by her. But are you doing anything to make sure that you solidifying that relationship, even if that relationship is over, for that child? Do your son know on that certain night you really wanted a baby by that person out of lust or whatever it was? Do your child know how much you wanted that baby, how much you wanted him? Does he know? Is this a quiet, kept secret because you just branding the mama every time you see her out? That's my baby mama. That's me and my mama, baby this. This. But do the child know that they special? No matter what went on with that relationship, even if that relationship is over, does the child know the Christian? Does the child know the love? Does the child know the God inside of your heart to know I'm going to be all right, even though they ain't together, because I'm solid with my father? Well, guess what? Even though I'm not claiming what y'all want me to claim, I'm still solid with my father. but are you? Because I can forgive you and you for not even liking me for what I just said. I can forgive you. I can still work with you because number one, you're going to learn as we go on where my heart is. You're going to learn even if I know I can get revenge on you, I can kill you, I can hurt you, I can do whatever I can do to you, but I choose not to. That ain't my thing. I love you. I love you. I ain't got no problem with you. I can move to the side and let you do your thing. You can be the king of these streets. You can be the king of whatever you want to be the king of. Because let me tell you something. One thing about being a king, you're going to have to defend your situation. The king is always going to get tested, ran up on, everything that's going to happen. Hey, the streets are yours, brother, our sister. I'm out. It's you. That's what we need to teach our children, to know when to bail out. If you give them something to love, whether it's any religion, I think what religion done to me, with my parents putting me in church all the years I was in there, what they done was prepared me for life. They didn't try to harm me by making me a young Christian, growing up into adult Christian until I changed my mind and said, this ain't for me. No, they done what they thought was best for me, and I thank them because that shaped me and molded me into who y'all have sitting here now, because in the morning when I wake up, I have love in my heart. I have peace in my heart for other people. Even though some people might know me, I have a lot of people to say to me, won't you smile? Well, I am smiling in my own way. I'm just a very serious person. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a laid back, chill person. And Mr. Neal will tell you, me and him went out the other night and a lady leaned over to me and said, you can smile. It is a Christian concert. I said, I'm just a chill person. I'm a calm person. I'm not mad dogging nobody. I'm just very relaxed where I am. And this is how I relax. I just relax. But my whole thing is sometimes when we see people and they do look like they might be mean or mad dogging or whatever, we don't go up to them and we don't say nothing. And even when she came up to me and said it to me, she wasn't trying to be smart. She was smiling and she touched my jaw and everything. Just like, come on, smile. We somewhere nice. I mean, you never know what's on a person's mind. You never know. That's the point I'm making right now. We don't know why some people are the way they are. The reason why we don't know half of the time is because we don't even care to ask them. We don't care. But we claim we Christians. We claim we whatever religion we are. I ain't going to just keep saying Christians. You know what I'm saying? And to all the pastors around the world, I'm praying for you all. I really am. Because the things that some of the pastors say and some of the things that the pastors do it's a lot of somebody's in your church that are holding on to your every word, and what you say means a lot to them, and you shape them and mold them with every sermon that you give every Sunday. That's why sometimes they buy y'all sermons when the church is over with, because that's a practice tool that they go back to when they have tough times. They put it in and they go back to that information and they get what they need and they try to come back forward with it. So you should know that anytime you have a huge congregation of thousands and thousands at arena, or whether if you have a Bible study, you know what I'm saying? I know people that have powerful Bible studies that ain't mega churches and all that. They got powerful Bible studies. But the thing about it is, make sure that everybody, they say equally yoked. Well, make sure that you equally yoked with everybody in that Bible study where you can forgive them. You can help them move through anything that they move to. Don't have a church to where you so much of an icon that people can be expendable and you can boot them out and kick them out. And it's people that'll run to that seat to take it. I think you should use your power in a good way, and you want to lasso and you want to keep everybody. I know some pastors can't talk to everybody in the church, but you should at least have Pastor Day where somebody can come up and shake your hand. Somebody can walk up and take a picture with you and your first lady. Somebody can deal with y'all on a different terms than just, giving you an envelope. It's deeper than giving you an envelope. Because number one, when somebody give you money nowadays, they really believe in you, because we ain't got no money nowadays. We all are in a money crunch. We ain't got no spare change just to give for nothing. So when somebody give nowadays, they really believe in your movement and they really believe in who you are. So that should be something to where you should say, I'm blessed. I'm blessed as a pastor that I have people who believe in the movement, but in the midst of that situation, they ought to see movement. They ought to see things happening. It's so many things that done went on nowadays. It just had me thinking the other night when I was riding in the car. I said, people keep talking to me about being a pastor. They keep talking about it and keep talking about it. And it's starting to get into my soul. And we're going to talk about it when Mr. Neal come on, a.k.a. Bernie Mac. You know what I'm saying? But I know what damage I do in a good way. And when I say damage, I'm talking about that means I'm going to do what y'all ain't going to do to make things right. See what I'm saying? I'm going to expose certain things because I'm going to go out there and do it the way I'm not seeing it done. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to be fair with everybody that I deal with. I mean, this is something that, it's something that's in the back of my mind. Ain't nothing I'm going to claim, I move on. But the way things keep happening, sometimes you getting pushed and you getting nudged and you getting elected, even though you ain't even in the running box yet, but you getting elected. It's a lot of things that I see in this city that's going on that, I want to sit down and have talks with certain people and say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to ask you to do it. I'm going to ask you, what can I do? What can you help me do the job that you don't want to do and you don't want to do? So, you know what I'm saying? That we need more of that. Maybe if we have more of that to where the people that don't want to do the job, you assign somebody who got the strength, the energy, and the tenacity to do it. Assign us to do it. Let us go out and round up these hurt people. Let us go out and talk to these people until y'all come back and say what the problem is. This is how we can fix this problem if we do this. This is what I've been hearing from these amount of people over on the west side, over on the east side. This is what I'm hearing. Everywhere else, this is what I'm hearing. The reason why y'all don't know is because I ain't going to say y'all don't care. It's just too much work to be done, and y'all don't got time for it. Well, assign people that got time for it. It'll still make y'all shine. It'll still make y'all look good because y'all assigned us. I feel like anytime, like I said, I'm going to make it short and I'm going to get on with my guests. Anytime we put religion in front of something, but we arguing about something, you done just killed the argument. You done just killed the whole argument. Because number one, I'm going to ask you to love me for me the same way I love you for you. Now, in the midst of all this, we know when we get in this relationship, we all are coming with baggage, whether if it's relationship baggage, no matter what kind of baggage we coming with. We all need prayer in the midst of being friends nowadays, making sure that you have that right friend. You praying that this person keeps being the same person they being while you liking them. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, with our children that are in the Christian realm and doing music and acting or whatever they're doing, we have to support them. We have to let them know that their message means a lot through their music, through their acting, through their writing, through their just day-to-day walk. We have to let them know that we truly do believe in them, and we are encouraging them to keep doing their thing. And I'm encouraging each and every one of y'all to keep doing y'all's thing. If I can help y'all in any kind of way, I'll help y'all in any kind of way. But to look down on somebody because their religion ain't mine and mine ain't theirs, I think that's doing an injustice to the whole religion situation. Because like I said, if you are a Christian, a Buddhist, anything that you might be, you're learning in your walk. And don't never forget that. You're learning in your walk day to day. And you never know, God forbid, your family's in a bad car accident, and that atheist has to run up and snatch your door off or break that window and snatch your child out of the car. And then once y'all get over to the side and you say thank you and you build a friendship with this person, but then once y'all go to dinner and this person express, I'm an atheist, I'm this, I'm that, the whole situation just shifted. Why? Y'all came together because y'all found a common reason in the middle to get along, and that was a life. And that's the more of my story is. Every time we talk about this, let's stay and keep in consideration that we are talking to millions of people around the world that can see this video. We're talking to many of lives. We're talking to many of people that's on the edge right now. We're talking to many people who don't know when they wake up in the mornings if this is the last day because I can't take no more. I'm barely on the edge and nobody cares. Let's talk to people a little bit more. Let's donate stuff to people a little bit more that we know we done kept in our closet. We know we ain't never fitting that no more. That was your high school prom. Give it away. You know what I'm saying? That was food that you have in your pantry that you don't even like no more because you're on a diet. So give that food away. If you have money in your pocket and it's a spare couple of dollars that you know, I mean, you're going to blow it on something anyway. You already know you are. No matter what you want to buy, you're going to spend. Give it away. Give it away. Help somebody. You don't have to give them the money, but take somebody and walk them up to a restaurant and get them a Happy Meal. Get them any kind of meal. You know what I'm saying? But just do something where at the end of the day, you know you tried, because that's all you can do. So the moral of the story is, when it comes to love, when it comes to dealing with people, when it comes to being anywhere where you on film or where you on camera, the words, your last words that you leave will be in history forever. Watch what you say, watch how you treat people, and watch the things that you say that can destroy many of people that's on edge. So my thing is, I'm going to do this with love. I'm going to do this with understanding. I'm going to do this with, I don't care how you feel about me. I truly don't. Because I'm going to pray for you and I'm going to love you regardless. Because number one, like I said, with no matter what religion it is, y'all know I done worked with all y'all. I done worked with Christians, Buddhists. I done worked with atheists. I done worked with everybody. And I can keep working with everybody because I have a no judgment zone. You don't come in my lane and violate me. I don't come in your lane and violate you. And let's just get the work done. Let's get the work done and change the world through our work and what we have to do, because that's what means a lot. That means a lot in this world right now. So I ain't going to hold y'all up no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get my team in, get my crew in, and my special guests. And I just want y'all to know, like I said, it's a no judgment zone. It's all about love. And even with my children, I teach them about things that I know for a fact, being a Christian, the way I was brought up. But I tell them, I still want them to learn for themselves what, religion they want to deal with. And I'm going to love them regardless. And, I'm going to definitely do my homework and go to different meetings with them. I'll go to different churches, wherever they want to go. I'm going to go with them because I'm a father and I'm supposed to. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to love them regardless. But one question I'm going to ask y'all before I get off here. Can you love your child for not being like you? Can you love your child when your child don't have your thoughts on religion? Can you keep loving your child when your child is just different? Can you love your child when your child is a murderer? Can you love your child when your child is a thief? Can you keep loving everybody in your own household while you're trying to give advice out of your household? Your home is going to hell. Your real home is going to hell, but out of your own house, you judging everybody else. Can you still love somebody who is not like you? And maybe if you learn to do that, you can get a little closer to them. And it goes back to what I said, to where y'all can talk. And if y'all get to talk, then you can understand the brokenness of this person. And that's how you start building and molding and shaping and, helping this person to get to where they need to be, in the no judgment zone. All right. So I'm Cogee. I'm the host of the Hands Off Our Children radio show, and I speak for the people that's unheard. I speak for the people who have no voice. I speak for the parents who are punk parents. We really do have punk parents out here. As my man, Mr. A.K.A. Bernie Mac, Marlon Neal, A.K.A. Bernie Mac, like he says, we really do have punk parents out here. Now, it's not making you a punk, just the word punk, calling you a punk. You just won't speak up. You just won't let children understand that I pay the bills. I keep this running around here, and that's all it is to it. If you can do it better, hey, I'll lay back next month. You keep the lights on. You keep the gas in the car. You keep the food in the house. You keep the insurance going. You do everything that, all that boss talk you talking next month when the first of the month roll around. See, some parents need to talk like that, but that's a whole nother show. But we're going to get into it, all right? We'll get into that on another show. But to everybody around there, to all the boss parents out there, when I say boss, I'm talking about the ones who let it be known that it is what it is. And they still doing a great job at running their household with their children, and even the punk parents. Some of y'all are still doing a great job with y'all's children. You just ain't speaking up. That's how things are out of control. So find something to latch on to. Find something that y'all all can come together and maybe y'all can do as a family with religion or anything to find a common ground. I don't know. All I can say is try. Keep doing your homework, finding other shows that come up with other great ideas, and we'll take it from there. So I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to make sure that my guests come in. I'm sure they got a lot to say about what I just said. We got people on the phone right now, and I ain't going to hold y'all up no more. So when we come right back, we're going to have our great guests. We're going to have my panel here, and we're going to get it going on, all right? So I'm your host, Cogee. We'll be right back.
Help! I hate you. I wish you were never born. Open your stupid mouth and drink the milk. You're going to be nothing, just like your daddy. Why didn't you tell me you had to pee? You're so stupid. What are you looking at? You're as dumb as your sister. Dumb as your sister. Get back up at the table now! Look what you made me to do to my kids. Help!
Hey, what's up, everybody? We back stronger than ever. So to anybody just checking this out, I want y'all to know that this is our religion show where we're talking about, last year we had atheists versus faith. This year we're just talking about, just how to be a good person in your religion and what you're doing in your walk. That's what means a lot. So that's why, we got this show today, the No Judgment Zone. You know what I'm saying? I hope last week that y'all did enjoy the show. I want to thank my main man, Mr. Pastor T, for being on with me. He's never let me down. And like I said, whenever my show opens up, Pastor T is the one that he's giving us that prayer coming out the gate. He's blessing everybody all around the world that they understand that we do this show with love. We do this show with a big heart, and we also want the best for everybody. So let me do this real quick. Let me introduce my crew. We got Mr. Marlon Neal, a.k.a. Bernie Mac. I want to thank you for being on today, sir.
No, I thank you for having me.
Oh, man.
It's always a pleasure.
Oh, always a pleasure. We got Mr. Raul Martinez. He's with us today. Thank you, sir.
No,
I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
All right, we got my main man E here with us today. And on the phone we got Miss Peaches. Miss Peaches is with us. Let's give her applause, everybody. Miss Peaches is back with us, definitely. Miss Peaches, how you doing? How you doing today, Miss Peaches?
I'm good. How are you guys all doing today?
All right, Miss Peaches, what'd you think about my opener?
You said a lot, Cogee, and a lot of it made so much sense. And I think, the big thing that stuck out to me is, will you still love people if they don't follow what you're doing, or will people still love you if you choose to take a different path, whether it be your friends or family or kids or whatever? And I think that that's really important.
Mm-hmm. What do you see, real quick, Miss Peaches, lack of when it comes to religion?
Understanding, communication. I think that people stop looking past the nose on their face.
Right.
They only can see that far.
Right.
And I don't think there's any answer to it. I think that it's been a long, thousands of years history to keep people confused and up in arms and against each other instead of being together. That's why there's so much confusion and arguing and war and fighting.
That's right.
Because of religion, and the powers that be don't want want all of us to come together and get the essence of it and take that and move on in harmony,
Right.
They want the confusion.
Right. You know what? Hold on, Miss Peaches, 1 second. Let me go to Mr. Marlon Neal, a.k.a. Bernie Mac. What'd you think about my opener, my brother? What'd you think about, what I said, and what's your take on this segment today, the way it should be versus last week?
Okay, your take on today, my goodness, it was powerful. It was well packed. It was powerful. It had a lot going on. You hit maybe 6 different areas. The facets that put everything together was just so compact. So, how would you like for me to start to try to dissect which direction that you were going into, because you went 6 different areas, and which one would you like for me to touch on first?
I told you I was a spiritual person. I was moved by the spirit, man. I was just flowing and going. You know what I'm saying? When it hit my spirit, I just said, hey, let me hit her. Let me hit her, because it's a lot of families that's hurting right now. A lot of people are hurting right now.
Well, I will say this much. I mentor a lot of kids, and I have mentored a lot of kids. I didn't put that had. Mentor a lot of kids. And there's one that really sticks out from what you were saying. He grew up in the church, and then his grandfather became a pastor, and the whole different yada yada yada, the formalities of church, because there are formalities of church, whether you know it or whether you don't know it, from growth. And he said, well, I feel like I don't want to believe in God anymore. I believe there's a higher power. I said, well, that's great. I said,
right.
You believe whatever you want to believe. He says, do you love me any less? than, me not going to church. I said, let me tell you something. I love you from a human being aspect of who you are as a person, not because of what you believe in, because everybody who preaches what they believe in don't actually practice what they believe in.
Got that right.
And especially you talking about becoming a pastor, a pastor is not all what it's cracked up to be.
I know that. I'm talking about making a difference.
Well, making a difference, you can make a difference just helping somebody on the street.
That too.
You can make a difference by just, being who you are as a person.
Right.
I mean, your light of who you are shines through and shows people exactly there's something special about you, that they want to come and talk with you or break bread with you. But that doesn't mean that's because of a church or because of a religion. Let's diffuse the understanding of what church is really about. Church itself is the building. If you're looking at the church aspect of it, now the faith aspect of it and the spirituality fact of it is what's in your heart and what you believe in. Faith is, substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You have to, in your faith, in what you believe in, whether you believe in God or whether you believe in whatever you believe in yourself, that's still faith.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how you act upon which direction you want to go in.
Right.
I mean, but we haven't even still hit one of your facets of things you hit on through your opener. So, I will say this much: you were correct when you spoke about being a bishop, and well, you didn't say bishop. That's not your words, but the words of the King James Version. If you're looking at the Bible, that you did say that the bishop of the house. And in 1 Timothy it talked about the bishop being the head of the household, who takes care of the house, who makes sure that things happen. Rulers with his own, having his children subjection under his gravity, making sure that everything is running in the course it should run in. And then you also touched on another facet that I thought that was really pretty good. And you were talking about how the different things in your life can be taken away from you within the moment of the blink of an eye. And I was, I'm looking at St. John 10:10 when it talks about the thief cometh not but to kill, steal, and destroy, and to take things from you. So, whether you're spiritual, whether you're not spiritual, me personally, I know the Bible. Let me tell you why I know the Bible. It's because I grew up in spirituality. I grew up in the church. But that doesn't mean that I'm a part of everything that was taught to me.
Right.
Now, let me tell you, being ordained in different areas of understanding, I was ordained in this church, ordained in this ministry, ordained in that ministry. But when I finally found out who I was as a person, I had to understand that it wasn't the ordinations that made me who I am. It's what my faith and what I believed in that made me who I was.
Right.
So you have to break away sometimes from the teachings of people, the teachings of man, and then you have to go out and seek things for yourself.
Right, but you definitely have to learn for yourself. And, let me tell you something. For me to be a part of anything, I got to know if it's right for me. Right. That's the thing about it. Can I live with it? Can I deal with this situation? But it's something where I have to do my homework, and I have to feel like, is that right for me? And that's what I'm telling everybody. Everybody, when you're young, your parents, if they really are going to church all the time, they doing something that's great. That's not nothing wrong. They doing something great. And if they bringing you up in a church, and they giving you church values and giving you the substance you need to be a good person, so they think through church, you get what I'm saying? That's great. That is really great. But when you hit a certain age and you done had your fill and you to the rim, you get what I'm saying? Right. And you going, but I'm not getting full no more.
But because,
you get what I'm saying?
Because the church doesn't teach you one aspect of understanding. The church doesn't teach you the first rule of life. And the first rule of life is love thyself.
Right.
They don't teach you how to love yourself. They teach you how to love God, who you've never seen. So now we're talking about faith again on something that you've never seen. You see yourself in the mirror every day, but you don't have the love and the compassion for yourself. How you going to have it for your brother?
Right. Hold on. Let me stop you right there for 1 second. Let everybody know who you are, Raul, and, where you come from, and, where you stand in this conversation today. Because we come in the second hour, we all going to talk, and we're going to go right back to where you was. I'm glad you ended with that. Go ahead, Raul.
Absolutely. And first of all, thank you very much for having me in this program. It's a great opportunity, and I appreciate what you're doing with sharing this forum for multiple voices.
Thank you.
So my name is Raul Martinez. I am co-president of HALV. which stands for Humanists and Atheists of Las Vegas. I'm also the media representative for Las Vegas Coalition of Reason, and I happen to be a humanist celebrant that performs non-religious weddings. I've been an atheist for many, many years, since I was quite young, and but humanism, might as well explain it now, since people are, what is that? Humanism is a philosophy that is atheistic in nature. It does not believe in any god, goddesses, gods, any supernatural entities, beings. That's not part of what we believe in. We believe in humans. We believe in the human ability to find the difference between right and wrong, by using reason, by using science, by using statistics, just by using basic human empathy. When you know that you need to help someone, this is something human within you. It's not something that needs to come from an external force. And we see, this is the important part of humanism, not only do we see the capacity of humans to do good, we have put on ourselves a responsibility to do so. So if we see that we have an opportunity to improve the human condition for ourselves and for our society and our community, we take that action. It's our responsibility, and it's not coming from anywhere. It's coming from within. So that is where I'm coming from, and that's why I appreciate what you're saying about this. It's more about the substance itself. It's not the church. It's not the building. It's not what they told you. It's not. There's many, many good things that come in many religious texts, not just the Bible. There's many other texts.
That's my point.
You have to be able to take the goodness from there, be able to use your human intellect, your reasoning, and say, this sounds right for me.
Okay.
Let me act on it.
Well, what we're going to do in the second hour, we really going to talk and break a lot of this down. So I'm going to go to E real quick. E, what'd you think about, my opener? Then, we'll get into what we need to talk about in the second hour.
The opener was very dense and powerful, and the main thing I took from it is pretty much what everybody's saying, is that you touched on the separation of church and man. No matter what you believe in, whether you believe in a higher power, whether you're Buddhist, whether you're Muslim, it doesn't matter what you believe in. We all have a desire and a responsibility to do good as people. We all have a power to do that, whether we believe in God or not. And I think that was the most important thing that you touched on to me.
Okay, there it is. So what I want to do, Miss Peaches, I want you to hold the line for us, okay?
Okay.
All right. So what I want to do, everybody, like I said, we have to take a quick break. The first hour is already over. We're going into our second hour. As y'all can see with the great guests that we have in my panel, this is really great to get serious with a lot of information. Please go on and get your pen and paper. Get a notepad. You know what I'm saying? Get a lot of pen and paper. We're going to give y'all a lot of information, to take with you, to have in your Rolodex, in your memory, and on, file in your paperwork, where you can look back on it and you can say, well, this is what they talked about on the Hands Off Our Children show. And the reason why I come so serious on the Hands Off Our Children show with these different topics is because one day these children will grow up to be grown people. And I want them to be able to teach their children with love and teach them with wisdom and teach them with everything that they have in their soul to be good people, but to have the right and real information to go dissect it, find it, but go along with their children to see if that's the right thing that fits them and they taken care of in that religion. So hold tight. We'll be right back. I'm your host, Cogee. It's the Hands Off Our Children show. We'll be right back.